Hot take. Traffic is a vanity metric.
I love it.
The metric you should be paying attention to is conversions,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because traffic is tire kickers.
Mhm.
Traffic is I accidentally, put the wrong URL in.
Traffic is not human a lot.
Right. Bots and web
Mhm.
crawlers and all that stuff. So the change that's going to happen is, tracking conversions is important. But with AI, if you know about Perplexity, you know about Google Gemini, you've seen Google, we've been doing this for a while. Wherever you show up on the Google, the search engine result pages, it doesn't really matter. What is going to matter more, and obviously there's we're on kind of a spectrum, right? So we're early right now. We're the early
Right.
adopters, and then we're going to go to mass
Right.
and all that stuff. But as those things start to evolve, what's going to matter is not really impressing for clicks, but it is clarifying for AI to understand what you do.
It's gone from will they click to will AI cite it,
And
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And understand what we do. So top of my head, like if, I'm a plumber in Atlanta, I say, what's a good term?
For a plumber.
Well, yeah, like, so, plumbers in Atlanta near me,
Mm-hmm.
right? As opposed to a plumber putting out a blog post saying, here's how to unclog a drain. Here's how an Atlanta plumber unclogs drains.
Right.
So it's that kind of thing where the schema or whatever on the back end really dumbs it down as much as possible to the very grain of exactly what you do and clarify exactly what it is so that AI can find it and then bring that into the search engines and
Right.
the search results.
Right.
So as we're all consumers of media and we're all consumers of the internet, when we do our searches, I know myself for sure is I just read kind of the AI recap,
Mm-hmm.
and I whatever comes there, I don't scroll through the search results
Not anymore.
Right.
Right.
So and then that's on Google, right? Perplexity, Grok, ChatGPT, Gemini, all these different search tools are going to become the Google of the future,
Yeah.
right? So, and a lot of it's gonna be voice. Hey Siri, how do I get my plumbing unclogged?
Right.
This is how you can do it. Do you want to find some local plumbers?
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
So planning for that is really more about clarifying exactly and being very literal so that the AI can understand and provide the best results to the people that are asking.
Right.
Right.
Right. It's similar to sort of traditional SEO principles,
Right.
right? If you
Yeah.
think about, when, kind of traditional SEO, right? It's working the proper keywords into
Right.
your content and thinking about exactly how people are typing them into a search engine and working them in
Yeah.
that way, right? So AI, and correct me if I'm saying anything if I'm saying anything wrong here, but AI search is kind of similar, but to me, in my opinion, it almost seems like it's traditional SEO, almost like on crack,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
It's got to be even more structured,
Yeah.
more the things that matter, right? The structure, the speed, right? The performance of how things are loaded, that things are tagged properly, that you're using the proper, H2 and H3
Right.
text,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So it changes, I think, how a lot of business owners and creators need to think about how their content is structured when they put it out.
Yeah.
And sort of the days of you can write a blog post on your website and stuff it full of all the keywords you want to stuff it full of, but if it's just a bunch of words on a page,
Right. Yeah.
like it's just gonna be lost out there. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just fluff,
Right.
right?
One of the main things with AI is also you have to make sure that everything is unified.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
all the same information across all the platforms, because AI will pull from all of them.
Right.
And when I say all of them, I mean your Instagram, if you have a Reddit page for your business, your blogs,
Yep.
newsletters, all of that stuff is going to be searchable. So you better be saying the same thing, right?
We call it a semantic content web.
Okay. Semantic content
That's
web.
what we call it with our clients, right?
Yeah.
So that everything, your content is structured properly cross-platform,
Right.
and that's what's going to win in the
Yeah.
AI search world.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things like that matter. Things like being cited by major publications
Yeah.
are still very important,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Like PR mentioned, those types of being quoted, right, in places, those are still very important for
The credibility and all that.
exactly
Yep.
in the AI search world.
For
So
sure.
yeah, yeah. Nick,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
want to go back to what we were talking about traffic being down and businesses being scared about that. You talked about conversions and traffic being a vanity metric, which I love. It's about conversions. Where do you think brand awareness plays in there as well? Like, how important is brand awareness now with this sort of traffic situation?
Brand awareness is the crux of all of it. Trust is a very big thing. If people don't know about your brand, what do you have?
Right.
A step further for me is brand affinity, right? So as a marketing person, I always say that my job as a marketing person is to establish a trust built relationship with anyone that might need to purchase my product or service.
Yeah.
And that is a catch-all for a million different things that
Right.
come off of that.
Right.
But brand awareness, yeah, if they can't find you, if they don't know about you, they're not going to buy from you. So brand awareness splinters out. I know you got some good thoughts on this too. Brand awareness is going to have to splinter out across the digital ecosphere, if that's the right word. But yeah, so brand awareness will always be king, obviously, to me.
Yeah.
And just the way that you become brand, or your target clients or customers become brand aware, is the marketing and the branding that you do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's one of the things that we talk about a lot and that we really love about what we do and what we can offer from Skutch is video podcasting is a very powerful tool for both brand awareness and AI searchability
Right.
if it's done right.
Right. Yeah. So there's a term that we're going to start hearing a lot. It's called zero click. Let me get it right because it's so fresh off the presses. Zero click searches. Right. So think about it, and I kind of talked about it earlier, but that's the term that you're going to be hearing more of. Zero click searches means that people will ask AI for whatever their query is, and AI will give them the feedback, give them the answer, never going to your website. Your website, it needs to exist, but it's not being, that's not the end result, right? So traffic will drop for everyone because of this. And the goal is to make sure that AI understands what you offer, because if AI can't understand what you offer, then no one's going to find you anyway.
Yeah, it's almost like these AI tools are mining what's out there for the right answers for everyone, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And might be jumping the gun a little bit, but this is, we just talked about this a little bit prior. What blogs used to be for SEO is what podcasts are going to be, right? So, so think about that if you're a business owner, and I just spit everywhere. You're welcome.
Don't worry, we sanitize these things in between guests.
Dang it. So think about podcasting, audio and visual, as blogs.
Yeah.
It's, it's kind of a pivot of what blogging used to be. Blogs are still important because SEO still exists, but tying them all together, putting out, like we said earlier, unified content that says the same thing, there are tools that convert your blog into a podcast.
Right.
And it does not take you sitting down and doing it.
Right.
You can automate podcast for this. So all of those things are things that we do, and I'm sure a bunch of other teams and agencies. I hate that word because we're not really an agency, but a lot of people will start leaning into that. But we are in the very, very, very forefront. We're in the tip of the sphere of all that stuff. So that's why our partnership made so much sense to us and to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So when we say, I know we touched on this a little bit before, but like when we say AI search optimized content, what specifically does this change in how businesses create content?
So the clarity, right? So I've got a list here, and I want to make sure I don't miss anything because this is super important. And I don't think that a lot of business owners, I mean, maybe small business owners are doing their own SEO and all that stuff. But for the most part, SEO firms and agencies will need to look into this, and this will make sense to them. But AI optimized content, it actually means clear H2s and H3s, the schema markup being completely clear, and teaching the AI in a very first grade level exactly what the business does, semantic linking, and then consistency across platforms.
Yeah.
So it's about creating a content ecosystem where a blog post leads to a podcast, which leads to social snippet, which leads to the AI figuring it out. So a lot of the tools that we're developing at Taptico will allow you to write a blog post that will instantly automate it in an automated fashion, create a podcast. Obviously, you need a video podcast, which is why you guys come into play. And then break that into snippets to be pushed out on your social media content. And then that's how the AI finds you. Because if you haven't heard of Perplexity yet, by God, please do. They had a Super Bowl commercial last year. So if you haven't heard about it, Perplexity is amazing. I have an affiliate code that I can't say verbally because it's a bunch of X's and O's and numbers and stuff. But go check out Perplexity.
We can put it in the show notes.
Okay, sweet. Go download Perplexity. They have an amazing app. They do amazing things. They are updating very quickly. That will replace Google. I'm sure Google will probably just acquire them because that's what those big boys do.
Right.
But you'll see, just do a quick search, and you'll see that it will pull from dozens of sources. And then it will link out to those sources if you want to do a deeper dive. And then not only that, it will give you 4 to 5 next questions that the AI said, okay, if they're searching for this, they might also want to search for this. And it continues the conversation. And where you start with, I'm looking for a new pair of boots in Atlanta, it can take you down a rabbit hole of what's in fashion for men, what size. Do you have, like, I have wide feet, so do they have special sizing? And it will take you down and almost lead you to the perfect answer. Yeah. And in order for your company to show up in that, you have to make sure you have all the T's crossed and the I's dotted. Right. So you have to be findable and easily understandable.
Yeah. And most small businesses, their content is not. Yeah. Not at all.
They think if it's done, it's good enough.
If it's done, it's good enough. If it's out there, it's good enough.
Right. And we need a post today. Yeah.
Yeah. And if your content isn't structured like this now, it's just not going to show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you want to test and see if your business is AI friendly, go to Perplexity and put in a search that your clients or customers or prospects would put in trying to find you. And if you don't show up, you're not showing up.
Right. Now, I would kind of want to talk about some common concerns that we've heard from clients. One potential client asked, like, what does this mean? This sounds expensive. Like, is this only, like, I'm just a small business. Like, how much is this going to cost me to do now?
Well, how much is it going to cost you to not do it? Just going to go ahead and put that out there.
There it is.
the good thing about software, and if you're not everyone wants to learn this stuff, right? Like I know how to get a six pack, I know how to get abs. I just don't really feel like, you know, I like pasta.
I just
You know,
I just
you
don't
know,
really
I
want. I
know.
just don't really want
I
them.
just don't want it. And so many people are that way about AI. A new tech. I just learned how to use Twitter.
Yeah.
It's not called Twitter anymore.
It's not.
Right. Yeah. So they're still huge on MySpace, but that doesn't really help.
Right.
So first thing I would address is it's a must do for your business. If you're a learner and you understand you're a little bit savvy, you can go in and learn it. I would say just work with some tools. Start getting an idea of how to incorporate it. The number one thing I would say to small business owners that want to do it themselves is don't treat it like a tool, treat it like a collaborator, right? You are working with, and I'm not joking, the smartest entity in the planet that has access to the highest level of information and data and all of it. So treat it as such. And if you don't understand how to use it, ask it how to use it.
Yeah.
Right? Say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm trying to do this. Help me guide you. What's a good prompt for me to use to find the best results? So if you're a self-starter and a self-learner, it will cost you as much as the subscription fees, which is basically $20 a month.
Right.
Right? Or you can do the free version and it costs you zero.
Right.
It costs you time. But I'm a big proponent of saying a wise businessman spends money to save time, whereas a poor businessman spends time to save money.
Right.
Obviously, we've got budgets, so take that with a grain of salt. But for someone like us, yes, we do have we have a price tag associated with us, and we're expensive,
Yeah.
but we're worth it,
Right.
So I would say if you're a self-starter, go in, learn it. It can be literally as little as under $100 a month to do this stuff. You just have to understand how to use it. It also evolves very quickly, so you got to stay on top of it. So the time cost of that would be great. The financial cost, not so much.
Yeah.